also own the Allentown Brewworks here. I wanted to use tonight, I was going to speak tonight on the unspeakable. And I have some information that I want to use to just give us homework, or at least notes that next time that we'll be able to actually talk, that I go over those numbers. Mr. Schreier, I'd like to ask, I noticed that you were looking at what looked like the city charter.
Yeah, I was pulling it up.
And
I wanted to see if it was in the rules of the charter. How is the charter?
And is it in the rules of the charter?
In the rules.
Okay, I looked over it myself and I didn't find anything that stated where something on the agenda couldn't be spoken at the entire evening. I also looked at several other city council rules across the country. There's a wonderful internet and the telephone. You can get that information instantly. And in reading several, most of them all have the rule that if the item that you're going to speak about in the open forum at the beginning, such as this time right now, is on the agenda, you don't speak about it until that time that it comes up as an agenda item. So the rule is basically to keep me from talking about the water lease here, and then when it comes up again, I would speak about the water lease when you bring up your announcement for the referendum or whatever it is today. So I'd like to ask, and I really think the public has a right to know, because we had a lot of people that showed up tonight that wanted to speak or at least have some sort of say, and we've lost several of them already this evening. So I'm challenging council to read to me where it states in the city charter, or even in the document that's city council rules on the internet as well, where it states that something that's on the agenda can't be spoken about the public. Basically, what I read from the rules was the public has a right to speak, that we should be speaking for an unlimited amount of time. The time limitation is only put on by the president of city council as he feels needed. So in our charter, it does state that we have an unlimited amount of time to speak about anything. So I'm questioning where it is in the city charter that says we can't speak on an item on the agenda.
Hey, does the officer say that you can't prolong? No, it doesn't say that. Now, you can speak when we are getting ready to...
Mr. Reedy, could I ask that someone has a reading, an official reading of where this is published in the rules?
You can, well, listen.
No, I would like to ask for a reading. And I would like an answer to someone to read it right now, where it states that we're not allowed to speak on items that are on the agenda. I'm asking for that. Could I get that, please? I think the public that's here has the right to know. I hope the media puts it out there that city council doesn't have an answer to this, because it's on the agenda, and it means you should have told us you can't speak about it in the open forum. You can only speak about it when it comes up on the agenda.
I can tell you this. It's a tradition. It's not.
It's a tradition, okay? He's saying that this is a tradition. Mike, please, Mr. Hanlon, as the city clerk, it needs to be written down and published, okay? The charter is our constitution, okay? We've all heard everyone talk about the United States Constitution. It's what our nation is based on, okay? The city charter is the city's constitution, and it does not state that we can't speak on items on the agenda. Please tell me where it states that. I take that as it doesn't state it anywhere and nobody knows. So you shut us down this evening. We've lost key people that wanted to speak this evening. We could have been told the rules are you speak when it comes up on the agenda, not in the open forum at the beginning.
Mr. Fegley, first of all, you don't have to yell.
I am very angry, Mr.
That's
President.
okay, you can be angry, but you don't have to yell. I'm not yelling at you. Why do you have to yell?
I don't feel that anyone's listening.
Well, we are listening. We are listening.
No, you're not.
If we feel that you're not, then you're not.
Perception, baby.
Anyway,
Nice eye roll.
listen. The rules of council has been since I've been here. I mean,
Those rules are not rules if they're not written down. It's by tradition. Mr. Hanlon, the city clerk, just said it's not the rules, it's a tradition. Okay? Please, I do not want to debate this with you this evening.
I
Okay?
don't want to debate it with you either, sir.
Oh, shit.
So what are we going to do about this? We were all told we couldn't talk, and we lost people.
Well,
People would like to talk.
We're going to continue moving forward on the agenda.
Really? I'm not going to sit down and bear with that. I can't. I won't accept that. We did not follow procedure this evening. And actually, you've actually had this happen this way
Mr.
before.
Fegley,
And it's not even the proper rules.
Mr. Fegley, please. We have followed the same procedure we've been following for as long as I can remember. I mean, so I've been here for.
A procedure that council
Procedure
made
that
up
council
themselves.
doesn't speak on the issue that is on the introduction.
But you guys don't make up those rules like that. That's not official.
That's been.
No, I want someone to tell me
That
where
has
that's in
been
the
the
charter
rule.
that council can make their own.
You're obviously trying to be argumentative, so.
I'm sorry, Mr. Greedy,
You're wrong.
but you didn't follow procedure. You're all still sitting there with, I don't see anybody going through any documents trying to find me something that states where it says we couldn't speak this evening.
Shame on you.
This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. As a citizen of Allentown, this is embarrassing. You guys cheated, you broke the rules. You broke our constitution, our city charter. You failed to follow our city charter.
You know, you can make a
Mr.
mistake,
Fegley,
but.
Yes.
you've come to many meetings, all the meetings, and we stated whether it be a rule or tradition, and I'm not going to get into an argument with you in that the fact that it is stated before every meeting by the president of city council that if there's an item on the agenda, it cannot be discussed at courtesy of the floor. And you've
Well,
heard
none
that
of us
before.
knew that that wasn't the rule, okay? And council, like the mother or father here, said, these are the rules I made up, and you're gonna follow my rules. And I said, let me take a look at the city charter, like every one of us should, our constitution.
He's right,
And it doesn't say that that's the rule.
right.
And you're correct, you're right.
So how do we start this over, or could I ask that all of this be taken off the agenda for this evening, and the whole thing gets delayed for another 2 weeks? That we don't do the first reading this evening. No, you guys broke the rules. You guys broke the rules, you made up your own rules, and you're sitting there looking at all of us and saying, we made up our own rule, and it's just the rule we follow, because it's a tradition, and this is what we're going to do. And I said, I looked at the damn city charter, and it doesn't state that. So I'm sitting here as an angry citizen now, and saying, man, you guys have your own rules. What's up with that? That's it. And I'm sorry. I mean, this could have, I wouldn't be up here as pissed off as I am if at the beginning of the meeting it was stated, you will not speak about the water lease until it comes up on the agenda, and then there will be public comment on it. I mean, I'm doing my best to find out the rules. I'm new to the whole political thing.
That's exactly what I said.
But when someone says to me, we follow the city charter, no, you didn't state that.
Did
Wait,
not.
did I just miss something there?
No.
Mr. Greedy, this is
I said to you, Mr. Fegley, if you remember, and we can look at it.
I hope the national news picks this up. With this water lease, you guys are trying to stop the voice of the public. Absolutely. It's the bottom line. And I'm going to ask everybody to walk out this evening. It should be taken off the agenda for this evening. I'll make sure that this gets out. You guys broke the rules, you made your own rules, and you stopped the voice of the public. Where is this proper government, gentlemen?
It's none.
It's right there in your faces. You can see it on your faces.
You've lost all respect for everybody here, gentlemen, because you're not saying that, yeah, you made a mistake.
Mr. Fegley.
Say order.
Yes.
Mr. Fegley.
Yes.
I'm a good friend of Master Bob, and I support everything you said.
Let the people talk. Why is it so bad?
I think I, maybe a few minutes ago, stated that the rules, the tradition, or whatever, okay? And I kind of admitted that. What I'm saying, yeah, Bob, say it tonight. What I'm saying is Mr. Greedy states that item for introduction cannot be discussed.
That is not a rule in the city charter. That is not stated in the city charter. So it's nice that Mr. Greedy decided to make that statement, but I'm here to say it's not a valid statement. It's not something that he can do to stop the public from speaking. This is all about stopping the public from talking about anything that has to do with this water lease. Okay? And you're rushing it through. In 2 weeks you're going to vote on it. You've got to be kidding me. In 3, 4 weeks, whatever it is, within a month?
How many months have you spent listening to the public about the rules?
Guys, I don't want to hear it. You'll listen to it forever and ever. It's your job, okay? I'm saying that you guys broke the rules
I understand.
and you stopped the public from speaking this evening.
I understand what you're saying, and we've been listening, and I will continue to listen. That's all I can tell you, Rich. All I can tell you.
You guys have just committed a disaster here. Wait a second. The police are here to ask me to leave, gentlemen? May I ask you why that is?
Let me congratulate
But
you.
you're not following tradition.
Listen, do you want this gentleman to take me away? Have I broken the law? Speaking up as a citizen? Does anyone see this? That there's an officer of the law here to
No.
take me away?
Officer, please.
I
please
think
do
you
me-
should listen
please
to the
do me a
council
favor.
members, sir.
Officer.
You're not supposed to be here for me. I am not breaking the law. I am speaking up as a citizen of Allentown.
Mr. President, officer, please go back to your station, with all due respect. I'm appreciated. Mr. Fegley, I understand your anger, okay? And, I mean, I'm not blowing smoke.
I saw how angry you were just a moment ago when one of the other people were speaking, and I understand your frustration.
Well, when Mr. Worth was speaking, yes, because
I understand.
yes, and Mr. Worth.
But
I think
here-
just time out, please. Yeah, I would like to talk to Mr. Worth after the meeting, because I think he knew more about the rules and protocol that he was putting up, and that's fair, and no, hold on, Mr. Worth, hold, it's my, no, Mr. Worth,
You're
please.
accusing me of lying, and it's
I'm
not
not,
true.
that's my opinion, Mr. Worth, okay? You have your opinion, I have my opinion. I think, in my opinion, you knew a little bit more about the procedures and the protocol of council meetings than what you let on to me. And I did, you saw it on my face.
You know what? I
I'm
didn't.
saying-
I appreciate the question, because I didn't know any of that.
Hold
No,
on,
no,
hold on.
that's-
Let's listen to what everybody has to say.
What I'm saying, Mr.
We're making our point here. It's very good.
No, I'm just talking to Mr. Fegley. I understand what you're saying, and I believe me, you've been every meeting, you know what's going on.
I'm trying to learn.
We're all on a learning curve right now. And you said your piece, and I respect that, and I don't want anybody to force you out. You don't deserve that.
Thank you, Mr. Khan.
You don't deserve it.
So I'll leave it at that. I've made my statement. Everyone's heard it. I'm embarrassed that you guys have had this rule and you stopped us from talking tonight. And I'll let the media and the public take it from there. I really think the word needs to get out to everybody that this is what's happening, that nobody's interested in hearing what we have to say, to the point where council has its own rules. So thank you for listening to my ventilation there.